here. There is Masai Russell. Her first meet since the Olympics, this for the 24-year-old American. She's Olympic champion. It was a bit of a surprise, that one. And 12:33. Well, she's a 12:25 athlete at her best. That was at the US Championships. There is Nadina Visser. Visser, who is such a tried and tested performer, one of the few Europeans that can mix it with the best of the Americans. Kenny Harrison, former Olympic champion, 6th in the American Olympic trials, didn't even make the team for Paris. She was 3rd in her heat. Danielle Williams, semi-finalist in the Olympics, won her heat in 12:37, a season's best. Ackera Nugent, another Jamaican, along with Williams, they were in 4 and 5. Nugent won her heat in 12:30, a meeting record a couple of hours ago. Alicia Johnson, well, 2nd in the American Olympic trials. She was 7th in the Olympic final, 12:46 in her heat here. Grace Stark goes in lane 7. 5th in the Olympic Games, 2nd in Lausanne, really consistent form. She ran 12:38 in Lausanne, then 12:42 in her heat here a couple of hours ago. Samba Mayela, Sarina Samba Mayela, the Olympic silver medalist. That was the only medal for the French in track and field athletics at the Paris Games. She goes in lane 8, and Tonya Marshall there on the outside in lane 9. Marshall, who was 5th at the US Olympic trials, and just checking actually, this is her first meeting since the Olympic trials. Tonya Marshall, the 25-year-old. But look out here in particular for Masai Russell. She'll have been frustrated to have been 5th in her heat. She got through as a non-automatic qualifier to this from the 2 heats. She was the slowest of all of them, as they say, Hannah, with 12:56. But she is a 12:25 athlete. She's the fastest in the world this year. She's Olympic champion, and she's on the far side to right of picture in lane 1. Visser in 2. Kenny Harrison goes in 3. Danielle Williams of Jamaica 4. Ackera Nugent 5. Johnson in 6 for the USA. Stark 7. Samba Mayela of France 8. Marshall nearest the camera there in lane 9. Little twitch there, I thought, from Nugent in lane 5, but they're away well. There's not a lot in it at the moment. Going really well, though, is Nugent in 5. She's gradually forging her way into the lead here. Nugent, if she can hold it together these last couple of flights, and she does, wins it by the best fat end of a metre there. 12:27. Oh, my word. She's getting quicker. That is a new lifetime best. And 12:27, that puts her right up there in the top 10 all time. There's only a handful of women have gone quicker than that in history. And just looking for the wind reading on that one. And 12:27, the wind was up to 1.9 earlier on. Minus 0.5, wow. Turn that around, make it a little bit stronger. They don't want too strong a wind behind them, though, because it blows them into the barriers and upsets their stride pattern. And actually, if you're very, very fast over the barriers and in between the barriers, then maybe a little bit of a headwind is a good thing. It sort of holds you back a little bit from messing up your stride pattern. But 12:37. I thought 12:27 came up initially.
I think Nugent maybe hasn't got a timing check on, because they're showing Grace Stark as the winner, and she was second. Yeah, I was just trying to.
Thought I was going mad.
I'm really impressed by Nugent. We watched the heats earlier on, which she looked great, so it's no surprise she's running fast. But after that heat, she limped off. She had to take her shoes off straight away. She looked in a lot of pain. I was doubting whether we'd even see the Jamaican back out here in the final, and she's proved me wrong. She's come back and run even faster. It's a wonderful race from Nugent against a high-quality field.
Well, Ackera Nugent then, a meeting record in her heat, and improves it in the final. It's confirmed 12:29, that meeting record. It is a fabulous display of consistent sprint hurdling.
The 2024 Celia Diamond League will be remembered as the breakout moment for Jamaica's Ackera Nugent in the 100-meter hurdles. In a field brimming with elite competitors, Nugent delivered the performance of her career, recording a personal best of 12.27 seconds, a time that not only set a new meet record but also firmly established her among the sport's greatest. Her path to victory was made even more remarkable by the adversity she faced before the final. Following her preliminary heat, Nugent appeared to be in distress, limping off the track in visible pain, sparking fears of a possible injury. Many questioned whether she would be able to compete in the final at all. But in a stunning display of grit, she returned with greater resolve, defying expectations to win gold in one of the most competitive hurdles races of the year. The women's 100-meter hurdles at the 2024 Celia Diamond League brought together a star-studded field, each athlete carrying a unique narrative. Among them was Nina Wiese of the Netherlands, a veteran of the sport known for her clean technique and consistency in major meets. Also in the mix was Massey Russell, the reigning Olympic champion from the United States, who surprisingly finished fifth in her heat, barely qualifying for the final as a non-automatic entry. Her shaky performance raised concerns about her form, but her presence in the final kept the audience wondering, could she rebound when it mattered most? Kenny Harrison, a former Olympic gold medalist, was another prominent name. Although once at the top of her game, Harrison had failed to make the U.S. Olympic team for Paris, finishing a disappointing sixth at the trials. The Diamond League gave her a shot at redemption, though she faced long odds. From Jamaica, Danielle Williams, a finalist in Tokyo, entered as a top contender. She came in with a season best of 12.37 seconds and looked poised to challenge for the title. Grace Stark, fifth at the Olympics and runner-up in the 2023 London Diamond League, had shown consistent improvement, making her a sleeper pick for a podium finish. Alicia Johnson, who was second at the U.S. Olympic trials but finished seventh in the Olympic final, rounded out the highly competitive field. From the opening gun, the race lived up to expectations. Nugent had an explosive start, reacting nearly flawlessly and staying level with both Williams and Stark over the early hurdles. By hurdle 3, Nugent began pulling away, executing her steps with perfect precision despite a challenging headwind of minus 1.3 meters per second. While such winds often slow down sprinters, hurdlers can sometimes benefit as it helps maintain a steady rhythm. Nugent, however, looked completely unfazed, keeping her form intact through every hurdle. As the finish line approached, the crowd erupted as Nugent surged ahead, stopping the clock at 12.27 seconds, a mark that not only clinched victory but also placed her among the top 10 fastest hurdlers of all time. Williams took second in 12.34, and Stark followed with a strong 12.41 to secure third, confirming her growing reputation. Russell, despite her struggles, crossed the line in fourth, 12.45, a respectable finish though short of her usual standards. At just 22 years old, Nugent's win marked her emergence as a dominant presence in the sprint hurdles. Joining the ranks of the all-time top 10 is a rare accomplishment, made even more significant by the high level of competition she faced. Experts praised her technical brilliance, particularly her calm execution under pressure and her ability to manage tough wind conditions. This victory also held personal meaning. Nugent had experienced setbacks earlier in her journey, including injuries and heartbreaking near misses in major finals. To fight through apparent pain just before the final and still deliver a historic performance was a clear sign of her resilience and mental strength. The 2024 Celia Diamond League served as a showcase of the incredible depth in women's hurdling. With seasoned champions like Russell and Harrison still in the mix, and new stars like Nugent and Stark rising fast, the event has entered an exciting new era of intense competition.